Right now, multiple airlines dropping their mask requirements as a federal judge rules against the CDC. How the changes will impact passengers beginning today. Also, Russia launching the next phase of its attacks as the U.S. and Western allies continue to offer their support to Ukraine. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to News 3. I'm McKenna Alexander. New at noon today, if you're riding a Madison City bus, you could go ahead and leave your mask at home. This announcement comes after a federal court struck down an order that required masks be worn by public transit passengers. Today and tomorrow, city staff will begin removing the signage that signals masks be worn. Passengers also no longer have to wear masks when they fly. A federal judge in Florida struck down a national mask mandate on airplanes and public transit. That happened yesterday. Naomi Rashim reports from LaGuardia Airport in New York.
Many travelers at LaGuardia Airport opted to wear masks Tuesday morning, but some did not.
I think it should be up to what the person wants. If it makes other people comfortable to wear it, then I would wear it. If not, I wouldn't.
A federal judge struck down the mask mandate for airplanes and mass transit Monday, prompting cheers from passengers mid-flight when they heard the news.
The Transportation Security Administration will no longer enforce the federal mandate requiring masks in all U.S. airports and on-board aircraft.
The ruling leaves it up to airlines, airports, and mass transit systems to make their own decisions about mask requirements. Travelers had mixed reaction to the end of the mandate.
I think it's time to just kind of get on with life.
We can't act like it doesn't exist. So just to be safe, even though they let our guards down, that's when they'll come back on us.
The CDC had recently extended the mandate until May because of the BA.2 Omicron subvariant. But the judge, who was appointed by former President Donald Trump, ruled that the CDC had overstepped its authority. The Biden administration expressed disappointment with the judge's decision, but did not indicate that it plans to appeal.
It's safer for individuals who are flying to continue to wear masks. So we would say to anyone sitting out there, we'd recommend you wear masks on the airplane.
Uber also ended its mask policy for drivers and riders, but New York City's public transit system plans to keep its mask requirement in place. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, New York.
The CDC is launching a new center to help predict emerging health threats. Today, the agency announced its new Center for Forecasting and Outbreak Analytics. The center will be similar to the National Weather Service, but for infectious diseases. It plans to use data to guide decisions about broad public health needs like vaccine development. That launch is part of a broader review of CDC systems and processes. Turning to weather now, Chris Reese joins us with a look at our forecast.
McKenna, things are so quiet across the upper Midwest, and this is a welcome change after all of the snow that we saw out there yesterday. But today, we've got some sunshine. Now, there are a couple of flurries moving into parts of southwestern Minnesota and northwestern Iowa. That's going to fizzle out, but it will be a part of some of the cloud cover that we begin to see in due time. Look at this. Lots of blue sky out there. You deserve it, friends. We finally got it. 42 our temperature right now. Winds are out of the north and west at 12 miles per hour. We should warm things up to about 49 for your high later on this afternoon. But by 6 o'clock, you see it, we do begin to become mostly cloudy. Those clouds are ahead of a rain chance that I'm going to break down the timing of coming up in about 10 minutes.
All right, thanks, Chris. In local coverage now, Madison police say they've received about a dozen tips so far in their investigation into a sexual assault on the east side from last week. Officers released this sketch of a possible suspect, described as a black man about 6 feet tall and weighing around 200. The victim told police the man also has a noticeable blemish on the right side of his face. If you have any information, you're asked to contact MPD. Madison officers also investigating a report of gunshots on the city's far east side. Officers were called to the 5000 block of Piccadilly Drive around 9:45 last night. Residents there reported hearing 5 to 6 shots fired, though no shell casings were found and there were no signs of property damage. As of now, no one is reported to have been hurt. To our crisis in Ukraine coverage, Ukrainian soldiers in the east fighting back after Russia launched its long-anticipated offensive to take control of the Donbas region. The Pentagon estimates that Russia has sent about 8,000 to 10,000 additional troops to East Ukraine. Russian officials reporting that more than 1,200 targets were hit with a missile and rocket attacks overnight. That was followed by an attack on the ground.
We have continued to see the concentration of their airstrikes and artillery in the Donbas and in the south, particularly around and in Mariupol.
President Biden holding a video call with Western allies this morning to discuss another round of sanctions targeting Russia. Meanwhile, Ukraine has completed its application for membership in the European Union. The EU says it will fast-track its consideration. The Russia-Ukraine conflict is raising prices just about everywhere, and now certain industries getting hit even harder. Farmers especially are facing growing cost. Fertilizer is up at $300 to $400 a ton in some parts of the U.S. Russia is the second largest exporter of fertilizer, and sanctions are limiting that supply. Also, Ukraine, one of the world's leading suppliers of wheat, corn, and other grains. Those supply shortages will likely make the high price of groceries even higher. Breweries are also taking a hit.
Grain has gone up 18, 20, 25 cents a pound. So when you're talking about hundreds, maybe 1,000 pounds per batch, it's a lot of money.
Russia is also a major exporter of aluminum, which is forcing can prices to also rise. Turning to politics now, a lawyer for former President Donald Trump is reportedly still holding on to thousands of documents that are wanted by the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th attacks on the U.S. Capitol. John Eastman says about 36,000 pages of information needs to stay confidential because they include legal communications with former Trump. A federal judge will decide if those pages can remain under wraps. Eastman was one of Trump's attorneys who tried to block the results of the 2020 election. A new equestrian campground will open at Governor Dodge State Park next month. The park is home to over 25 miles of equestrian trails. It will feature 20 campsites, 18 of which will include electric hookups. Each site will have a highline hitching post, a picnic table, and a fire ring. The campground and equestrian trails will be open from May 1st to November 15th, and you can reserve a site through the Wisconsin State Park system. A trail pass is required for equestrians ages 16 and older. And the Midwest Horse Fair will return to the Alliant Energy Center for the first time since 2019 this weekend. And with it will come traffic. You can go ahead and expect significant delays along the Beltline, John Nolan Drive, and Rimrock Road between 6 in the morning to noon on Friday and Saturday. Drivers are asked to avoid the Beltline near the Park Street, Rimrock Road, and John Nolan Drive exits on Friday. There's more to come on News 3 now at noon.
Changes have arrived for your next Uber ride and an out-of-the-house lifeline for riders on deadline. I'm Elise Preston at the CBS Broadcast Center. I'll have those stories and more in your CBS Money Watch report.
Andrew Larson here, owner of Larson Home Services. My team is fired up. We've discovered a new replacement gutter system that sets the standard for performance, durability, and beauty. It's called Gutter Shutter, and it's guaranteed to never clog, sag, or pull away. Gutter Shutter is the world's strongest high-performance gutter with thicker aluminum, wider gutter size, and it's available in 18 beautiful colors. Best of all, it's made 100% in the USA. Over the years, my team at Larson Home Services has installed thousands of gutter systems and premium roofs in our community. And what really sets us apart is the experience you'll have. You'll be like a member of our team throughout the entire process, and we'll always follow up to make sure your experience with us was as promised. That's the Larson experience. We can't wait to show you what Gutter Shutter can do for your home. Right now, get 75% off installation labor, free financing for 24 months, and a $100 Visa gift card with your new Gutter Shutter system. Call now to set up your free estimate.
Nothing beats a great night's sleep on a new Tempur-Pedic from Steinhoffels. The Tempur-Breeze uses next-generation cooling technology, allowing you to sleep up to 8 degrees cooler all night long. Right now, get $300 in Steinhoffels cash when you upgrade to the Tempur Ergo Smart Base. It automatically adjusts to snoring while you sleep. Plus, with Steinhoffels special financing and free delivery, buying a new Tempur-Pedic has never been easier. Relax, it's Steinhoffels.
Dear gas prices, Toyota's hybrid lineup says, go take a hike. Because we bring efficiency with power and savings with style. Think you can stand in our way? We got this. Toyota Hybrids.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan with roadside assistance. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Why would Stanton Optical choose a spokesbird? They're not your typical eye care company. I'm not your typical penguin. We're a team. There's no I in eye care. Wait.
Get 2 pairs of glasses plus a free eye exam, anti-glare lenses, and same-day service for only $79. Hy-Vee has always been a cornerstone in the communities we serve. For over 90 years, we've been the place that people turn in time of need, and we take that very seriously. We know times aren't easy right now, and families are going hungry. That's why we came up with Food Bank Fridays, where we can help restock local food banks every Friday so no one has to worry about where their next meal is coming from. To join our efforts, simply donate when you're at the check stand. Together, we can make a big difference for those in need.
Bag for Johnson & Johnson. The company lowered its financial outlook for the year after reporting quarterly sales of $23.4 billion, falling slightly short of expectations. But year-over-year growth in pharmaceutical and medical device sales boosted earnings. J&J will also stop issuing a forecast on COVID-19 vaccine sales, saying the not-for-profit doses do not contribute to its bottom line. Mask changes are taking place at Uber. Starting today, rideshare drivers and passengers no longer have to wear a face covering. The company is also letting passengers sit in the front seat again, only if they're in a large group and there's not enough space in the back. Verizon says it is bumping its minimum wage for employees to $20 an hour. Assistant managers who are bilingual, work Sundays or holidays, will receive an even bigger pay bump. The company is also rolling out sign-on bonuses for some positions. And putting a stop to writer's block, the Manuscript Writing Cafe in Tokyo provides free Wi-Fi, charging outlets, and unlimited refills of coffee to help writers meet their deadlines. Procrastinators can even request a dose of verbal pressure from staff to help keep them on track. Writers aren't allowed to leave until they hit their daily goals or the cafe closes for the night. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Elise Preston.
At the noon hour, the Dow is up 421 points, NASDAQ up 239 points, and the S&P 500 up 60 points. It may take the post office a little longer to deliver your smaller packages. This is because the United States Postal Service announcing it's updating its first-class delivery standards. USPS will add 1 to 2 days on the delivery of nearly a third of its first-class small packages. The Postal Service says the additional days will allow them to have more time to deliver long distance and to increase the efficiency of their network. That new change takes effect May 1st. Coming up next, Pam Yonke has your latest ag numbers, and we'll take a closer look at how some Boy Scouts are regrowing coral reefs in Florida. Plus, a long-awaited warm-up in southern Wisconsin. Chris has your latest forecast when we return.
Do you suffer with pain, numbness, and tingling in the hands or feet, commonly diagnosed as peripheral neuropathy? Are you taking drugs such as Lyrica or gabapentin that have serious side effects and often do not relieve your symptoms? Your doctor has told you you may just have to live with the pain. Peripheral neuropathy is a result of damage to the nerves, often causing burning, weakness, pain, numbness, tingling, and the most debilitating balance problems. Our facility uses multiple therapeutic methods to help give you relief from neuropathy symptoms with no injections and no drugs. You may start seeing relief after only a few sessions. To determine if your neuropathy symptoms can be relieved, we will do a consultation to evaluate the extent of your condition. Call us today to schedule your neuropathy consultation to find out if you're a candidate for our therapy. Call today.
Prices have hit us all pretty hard, especially utility bills. Here's how USA Insulation can help. When we wrap your home in our foam, it keeps your expensive warm air from leaking out, just like an insulated coffee mug. And with our low monthly payment plans, you can use your energy savings to help pay for it. Imagine a more comfortable home that saves you money. Call now and get a $500 discount on whole home insulation.
USA Insulation.
Hello, spring. Hello, savings. Now at the Century House. Save hundreds with a free leather upgrade. Or get $300 off stressless Mike and Max motorized recliners with a soft rocking motion that provides instant comfort. And $300 off the new 50th anniversary retro stressless Royal recliner, available with the iconic stressless original base. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
A local healthcare provider needs your help collecting food for Janesville's most vulnerable.
Tomorrow, Josh Briner will find out which items will make the biggest impact and why.
And we are tracking more rain into the 608. We're timing that out tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
This has been a symbol of suburban life for decades. But a new idea is buzzing around local communities.
It's not just, someone being lazy.
Eric Frocky finds out why No Mow May could make a big impact on our planet. Thursday on News 3 Now at 6. The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway wants to spend $425,000 to design a system to filter PFAS chemicals out of a city well. The State Journal reports the mayor said the system would be the first in the state that's designed to filter these so-called forever chemicals out of drinking water. Boy Scouts are known for camping, hiking, and earning merit badges. But now they're also helping to do something remarkable, regrowing Florida's coral reefs. Corals are extremely vulnerable to climate change, but as CBS's Bradley Blackburn reports, teenage scouts are now helping to fight for their future.
On an island in the Florida Keys, these tanks hold a new generation of corals just starting to grow.
So we're just transferring them so that we can clean their tank.
And these are some of the young scouts who are helping care for them.
Right now I'm checking the salinity of the water.
At the Boy Scouts of America's Sea Base, young men and women have been learning to scuba dive for decades, where they've seen up close how the colors and creatures in Florida's coral reefs are under serious threat.
It is dying, to be quite frank. And that's due to a number of factors, changes in water temp, quality, human interaction.
General Manager Mike Johnson thought scouts could be part of the solution. Using a technique called fragmentation, they cut corals into tiny pieces that regrow 50 times faster than they would in nature. The scouts then plant them underwater to rebuild the reef. This is what they can look like after 5 years.
So do you think there might be a coral restoration merit badge on the horizon?
I hope so.
Even without a badge, Scout Warren Vrone knows he's making a difference.
When I remember my biggest accomplishment in scouting, it would probably be the Sea Base program.
Since launching in 2018, the Sea Base Nursery has grown 10,000 corals and is part of a 2-decade project to restore millions of square feet of reef. 15-year-old Ryan Emmons says they're helping the sea and future scouts.
It's going to make an everlasting change and an everlasting benefit for future generations.
A scout service project for Mother Nature, building a brighter future under the sea. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
The federal government estimates coral reefs provide almost $2 billion in flood protection benefits every year in just the U.S. Check out this video from Pennsylvania. Heavy snow and sleet fell for several hours. Plow drivers are working overtime to clear the snow from gas stations, streets, parking lots, and roadways. Driving has been treacherous and several accidents have been reported. Many people also heard thunder snow overnight. Let's go ahead and head back to Chris Reese for a complete look at your forecast, where we probably won't be seeing any of that. Right, Chris?
You can never make promises this time of the year, but I don't have any in the forecast. So thunder, snow, always something cool. We are looking at sunshine, at least for the rest of today, before cloud cover starts to stream on in. You probably noticed it's warmer outside. That is a part of a warming trend today, and then we do turn stormy by the time we get towards the end of the week. But temperatures continue to be warm. 45 in Janesville right now, 37 though in Waukesha. We are so sorry, guys, there, but everyone else generally warming up. Wisconsin Dells stuck into the 30s too at this point. Wind chills pretty much in line with the temperature at this point, especially this time of the day once the sun has come out. And also winds are still out of the north and west at 12 miles per hour. Now our wind chill is lower than 42, our wind chill into the 30s. Other wind chills lined up with the temperatures quite well. This is Doppler track. Other than what's a little bit of flurry activity towards the south and west, most of the upper Midwest quiet. Then you get towards Pennsylvania and New York, where some of these areas saw more than a foot of snow come down from that same system that we just were showing you that video footage of out of Pennsylvania. Now, we stay quiet as we go throughout the rest of today, but we'll start to see changes. And some of those changes come as early as Wednesday morning. It's going to be very cloudy as you begin to step out the door. We keep our sunshine around for your commutes today, but by Wednesday evening, wet roads and windshield wipers. You're going to need them, my friends, as our next system begins to move into the mix. So here we are, 4:30. Temperatures will be into the 40s at that point. The clouds really move in overnight. You wake up and head out the door tomorrow morning, temperatures will be around 40 degrees. Maybe a degree or two above, maybe a degree or two below, but around 40 as you begin to head out tomorrow morning. This is now 12:30. The first signs of showers begin to move in from the west. 6 o'clock, this is why I want you to take your umbrella with you tomorrow. Make sure that your windshield wipers, if you've been thinking about changing out your windshield wipers, go ahead and do that today. If you've been thinking about rain-Xing the windshield, do that now, because tomorrow, 24 hours or so from now, we will start to see that rain moving in. And of course, the rain-X needs like a good 24 hours before it really sees the best results, so do that now. By midnight, though, tomorrow night, a lot of that rain's starting to move out and will clear out in time for Thursday. Rainfall amounts will be beneficial, a quarter to a half an inch. But there's more where that came from. We'll see additional rain chances as we go throughout the week, one on Friday into Saturday, and then perhaps another one Saturday into Sunday. But you start adding up all of these rain chances that'll move into the picture, and not just the one that we're going to see tomorrow, but the ones through Saturday and the ones through Sunday. And we could be talking about an inch, maybe an inch and a half, maybe in some spots upwards of 2 inches of, again, some much needed rainfall as we continue to climb out of the drought that we've been in since late last year. That being said, check out Saturday's high temperature, 76 degrees. That's after 49 today and 50 tomorrow. Even 65 on Thursday, but Saturday is the warmest day of that forecast. Then, McKenna, we do get a little cooler as we move towards the following week.
Hey, it's still not that bad considering what we've been having. Oh, that's what, about like high 40s, 50s. That's totally fine.
And with some sunshine, oh my goodness, yeah, we're all going to be outside.
It's finally going to be spring. Yep. All right, thanks, Chris. Let's go ahead and check in now with Pam Yonke from the Midwest Farm Report. Pam, last time I photoed on the show, I pronounced your name wrong, so I made sure to get it right this time that it's Yonke.
Very good. Don't even worry about that, kid. Don't even worry about it. If I had a nickel for every time somebody mispronounced my name, I wouldn't be standing here. No, thank you, though. Let's talk about that weather that Chris was just talking about. He's exactly right. That really is going to help us to work our way out of a drought in a lot of area. But the latest crop progress report from the Wisconsin Ag Statistical Service showed we'd already accomplished that to a large extent. 64% of our topsoil moisture is already at the adequate level, and the subsoil moisture is 65% also at the adequate area. So we've made a lot of progress. I agree with them. We can use a little bit more, but boy, there's a lot of anxiety out there. Farmers want to get going. We didn't get anything done last week. 4% of our spring tillage is done. That's 2 weeks behind. About 4% of our oats in the ground. That's 13 days behind. 1% of our potatoes in the ground. That's 12 days behind. But the good news is the moisture did help us with winter wheat and our pasture conditions. Winter wheat gained 3 percentage points in the good to excellent category this week, and pasture conditions up 1. Hey, a record-breaking auction for our Wisconsin cheesemakers. They just wrapped up their annual Cheese Expo that was held over in Milwaukee. Their auction this year, a record-breaking more than $333,000. The monies are going to be used to a large extent for scholarships. Those that want to become future cheesemakers, work in the cheese industry, in the food industry, which of course cheese is all about. If you want to see more, I've got it all up on my website now, MidwestFarmReport.com. Fabulous Farm Babe on Facebook. So we've got a mixed trade going on right now as far as corn and soybeans are concerned, and dairy is definitely down double digits, pretty hard on the nearby contracts. Our cheese market also taking a step back today. Barrel cheese down 2 at $2.39.5. 40-pound block cheese down 3 3/4 cents at $2.36, and even AA butter today down another 2 1/4 cents at $2.71 3/4 per pound. But the good news, there's a lot of enthusiasm for our Wisconsin cheese industry, and like I said, farmers are good at being patient, but I hope that this stretch of weather starting to straighten up after the weekend. That would be nice.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks so much, Pam.
Yep.
There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, let's see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Today, I can't wait to introduce you to one of my all-time favorites. And I have a pretty good idea that you're going to fall in love as soon as you taste them, too.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
When cleaning your air ducts, it's important to clean the entire system. An air duct cleaning from Stanley Steamer removes pounds of trapped dirt, dust, and allergens from your home completely. Call today for a free inspection.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Things were really starting to turn worse for my mom. They basically said, that's all we can do.
Right to try is hope when there is no hope.
We had done research on the Zysami. Apparently it was still in stage 3 clinical trials.
She couldn't have that medication unless it was for the Right to Try Act and Senator Johnson's work.
This is 3 days after the treatment, and you can see the difference. You know, without the efforts of Senator Johnson, my mom wouldn't be here today.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
RHD Plumbing has the most reliable professionals in the industry. With honesty you can trust to deliver quality products and workmanship. Dedicated to being the best. So when you need a plumber for an important upgrade or 24-hour emergency service, call RHD. For your home or business, get the job done right the first time with no surprises with the reliable, honest, and dedicated plumbing professionals of RHD Plumbing. Proud partner of the Green Bay Packers.
Andrew Larson here, owner of Larson Home Services. My team is fired up. We've discovered a new replacement gutter system that sets the standard for performance, durability, and beauty. It's called Gutter Shutter, and it's guaranteed to never clog, sag, or pull away. It's 100% made in the USA. We'll show you why Gutter Shutter means you can stay off the ladder forever. Right now, get 75% off installation labor, free financing for 24 months, and a $100 Visa gift card with your new Gutter Shutter system. Call now to set up your free estimate.
Hello, I'm Roman Ryan of Ryan Funeral Homes. As a locally owned and operated funeral home, it's important to know that not all funeral homes are the same. Some other Madison area funeral homes are actually owned by corporations based outside of the United States. A corporately owned funeral home is focused on the bottom line, making services more costly. We have served local families for more than 80 years, and our priority is investing in the community and your family. In your time of need, Ryan Funeral Homes are here for you.
The Stanley Steamer started with one man, a van, and a whole lot of carpet. We've been innovating for a long time. Stanley Steamer now goes beyond carpet. Schedule a cleaning today.
Today, I'd like to introduce you to the cheese straw. Now, for those of you who have grown up in the South, these need no introduction. After all, cheese straws are like deviled eggs. Every Southern cook has their own special way of making them. And whether we serve them with a bowl of soup, salad, or just as a snack, I promise once you try one of our easy homemade ones, you're gonna be hooked. To make them, all we do is combine some shredded sharp cheddar cheese, a good amount of flour, some softened butter, a little paprika, salt, and a dash of cayenne pepper. Now, using our hands, we mix this together until it forms a soft dough. You see, the warmth of our hands is the key to making a good dough. When that's done, we roll it out so it's about a 1/4 inch thick. Cut it into strips and place them on a cookie sheet before baking them off. What we end up with is the cheesiest pastry crisp that you could ever imagine. You see, the sharpness of the cheddar combined with the spices make these addictive. So why not go online and get the recipe for our Southern cheese straws? And if you add your own twist to these, don't forget to share it with us on MrFood.com. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a classic Southern way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Classic Southern way, Chris. I think that's us.
That is us. Have you ever seen that in Texas, McKenna?
No.
I haven't either.
Nope.
We're from the same state. Wow, the more you know. Didn't see it in Kentucky either, but I'll tell you what I did see in Kentucky was snow in April. We're done with that, though. Look at that forecast. Temperatures warming up.
Thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you back at 5.